This is the White Noise Podcast with Andy Munns and Ian Pearson.
Okay, it's episode 3 of the White Noise Podcast. This isn't take 2, honestly. Here we go for the 3rd episode. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Ian Pearson, and this is...
Andy Munns, as always, back again, and so's Luke.
Yeah, Luke's always here as well. Part of the furniture now. He's on his hat trick. And we're also joined by Tyler.
And by Aodhan.
And Aodhan. Thank you very much for joining us.
How are we all?
Very good, thank you.
Yep, very good,
Aidan's
thanks.
joined the Christmas. Mine's a little more subtle with my reindeer, but
I didn't get the memo.
Thought I'd dress up for the two of you.
I didn't get the memo. Gutted. Wish I'd known. So which game are we going back to first?
we're going to go back to Chelmsford.
Okay.
Plenty to talk about. So just a reminder from the last podcast, our guest last time kind of came up with a happy point in terms of how many points we'd accumulate over the 5 games before Christmas. That came 6 with the addition of Farnborough games-wise. They thought anywhere between 5 and 7 points was good. We've achieved 6 so far. But let's go through those games one by one, shall we? We'll go the furthest back, and that 3-0 win against Chelmsford City, which I think everyone who came away from that game having been there was mightily impressed and thought, this is the team that we thought we were going to have from the start of the season.
It's the roller coaster of football, isn't it?
Were we all there?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep, yes. Thoughts on that game?
I thought it was great. I thought it was probably the most impressive performance of the season. One thing I would say is, were we really good, or were Chelmsford just a bit different on the day? I thought Hedges was brilliant and sort of got one over on those fans. And yeah, really good response to the previous performances.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. I think maybe Chelmsford had one eye on the FA Cup when they were playing Western, but I think it was a great performance, definitely our best performance of the season, but was it maybe slightly overlooked by were Chelmsford completely at the races? But you can only play what you play. You can't change it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with the two lads. It was our best performance since we've been back in the National League South, I would say. 3-0 win, I don't think we had one of those since we've been back in the league, have we?
A 5-0.
A 5-0, okay. There you go, off the top of your head. But other than that...
These people have got really good memories.
But other than that, it's one of the best performances. And I mean, when you beat someone 3-0, you can look at the little details of did they turn up, did they not. But overall, you can't complain overall, I guess.
Only be what's been in front of you, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Goals from Coppin, Kia and Hedges that day. So yeah, early on for Coppin, 17 minutes in. And then we were made to wait quite a while, weren't we? And it wasn't until that second goal went in. Even then, I felt we needed a third. It was weird. And then actually it was fairly plain sailing in the second half, I thought, even despite waiting a while for the second goal.
Yeah, I think you always worry.
Yeah.
With Salisbury.
Yeah.
It's never over until the fat lady sings. So yeah, good performance.
Yeah. I said about the ups and downs of football with when I interviewed Brian, and that was a high, and it was following that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was after the 6-0 defeat.
That was
next.
That was next.
I'm getting my order the wrong way around. Sorry. The ups and downs of football, that leads in perfectly, because the ups and downs of football, that was a heck of a down, wasn't it? After that, we expected so much from that Maidenhead game, and we got well and truly schooled by Maidenhead.
Well, I think we went from arguably one of our best performances since being back in the National League South to the worst in what was it, 3-4 days, however long it was between the games. People try to maybe draw comparisons to when Truro came to the Raymat all those years ago and battered us 6-0, but I felt the difference on that night was they had Barry Hells up front. It was an ex-Premier League striker who absolutely tore us a new one, where this one I just felt just nothing went right.
And Maidenhead came into the game on a terrible run of form.
They were on awful form, and I just felt even at 3-4-0, the game sort of became end-to-end without us even getting into their box, and it was sort of at what point should we have just gone, let's just take the 3-4-0 loss and move on rather than prolong the pain, because it was just end-to-end, and they just tore, it was like the pattern of the waves sometimes, the way they ran through our defence, and just yeah, it wasn't great at all.
I've never seen such fitting banter on Twitter. Maidenhead United sent well, it wasn't the club, it was one of their fans saying he got pooped on. I'm saying the polite version, by Papula, and he did. He was fantastic that night, and we never got to grips with him, did we?
I mean, we as you say, we never looked at the races. It was one of them where I think they lost 7 in a row before then, and then their manager the day before announced that he was going, and he had 2 games to go. It sort of felt inevitable. It was like you're not going to be there 10 years, and then just sort of fizzle out with 2 games. So it did feel inevitable.
I think it was inevitable that they were going to get something from the game, but 6-0 it was. I didn't get to the game. I watched on DAZN, paid 20 quid for the privilege. It was shocking.
6-0 wasn't worth the £20.
And spent lots of the first half looking at the VO. I saw your comment.
Get a VO out. No, I thought it was a really poor performance. Weren't at the races. I thought they got to our fullbacks badly when I could see them. But not a great result, but not something you dwell on. Move on.
And how do you go from what was a good performance against Chelmsford to a very abject, unstructured, poor performance just a few days later? Was it complacency? Was there were the tactics wrong? What do you think it was?
I would say it's maybe part and parcel of us being a part-time squad, whole new team. I think not everything's going to be perfect, but I think it is a massive change of events. You can't go from 3-0 to 6-0 in 3 days. But I think it may be part of the reason, the whole part-time, but it's still not every excuse.
I think it plays a part. I just thought we looked miles off the pace. Like maybe we were shattered, maybe we exhausted ourselves on Saturday, but maybe that's that game management and, getting wins, but not running ourselves into the ground to get them. Utilising our squad, got fairly much bigger squad than last season.
Though it doesn't look like that from the subs bench on Saturday.
I was going to say, do we have a bigger squad than last season? Because at this stage we've got maybe 14, 15 players plus 4 or 5 loan and dual registration. So is it that much bigger?
We brought Theo Lewis on at the end of last season. So.
Yeah, and Dutz and Cal spent time on the bench as well last season, I suppose. But it still doesn't feel like there's any depth there or any kind of backups to go to if we need them.
It always feels like one injury away, and we've got a problem. It could be right now anywhere, and we would have one injury. It's sort of like we had Josh Summerton injured, and it's like we've got a problem in defence, or we've got if we were to have say Ollie Bray injured, we've got right now no attacker. So it's difficult because it does seem like we are always that one injury away, but we do have a bigger squad.
So the next game was a game that I don't think anyone expected us to go and necessarily get a result from. Maidstone's a tricky place to go, a 1-0 loss, and another game where we played quite well, from what I understand.
Yeah, I listened to...
We're not going to do well here, none of us were there.
I listened to their commentary, and I think they were... I don't know if anyone else did. Did you listen to the Maidstone commentary?
Was it BBC Kent?
No, it was a random...
No, they got their own guys.
No, I was in the Maidstone commentary.
Yeah, but and I actually thought they were quite complimentary towards how we played. Obviously, I wasn't there, but they were sort of saying, we didn't look like a side that just got battered 6-0, but then you would expect a reaction from the players, and even if that is still another defeat, going from a 6-0 to a 1-0 where we pushed, as far as I'm concerned, they're one of the biggest teams in the league. They're always going to be in and around the playoffs or challenging for the title every year. So it's never a game on the calendar you look and go, oh yeah, we're going to get something from that game. For me, it's always one where it's like, well, anything, a point or a win's a bonus. So I think it was a good reaction to the 6-0 regardless of the loss.
And that 6-0 must have been quite a psychological battle, mustn't it? Coming back just, 4 or 5 days later, as the game used to come thick and fast. It was, that was quite a thing to come back from. So yeah, was it a disaster 1-0 away at Maidstone? Possibly not.
No, I think even if you were to say at the start of the season 1-0 away at Maidstone, in no matter what run of form and no matter what team, you wouldn't overly get that annoyed. It's one of them, and I think even you look at the Maidstone. I saw the Maidstone highlights, and usually the home side aren't always in favour of the other side's chances. But I mean, I think we had 2 in the first half that definitely should have gone in, and 1 in the second that also should have. So that's just from the highlights. I think we did put a good effort in.
Might be a bit of a running theme though. Good performances, but can't seem to score. Other than Noah comes up with a fair few goals, but other than that, I struggle to see where goals come from. And in those kinds of games when you're putting good performances in, just snatching an away win, getting the 3 points or even a draw there, it can mean a lot, particularly for morale.
Builds a bit of momentum as well. You think if we were to go and even get a point, it's like it's something to work on.
Sorry, Kevin.
I know. I was going to say, I think looking at the following 3 games after Maidenhead, there's only 1 goal in every single game. I know we won one of them, and then we've been on the end of 2 1-0 losses. But I think that shows. I mean, naturally, defensively, we've always been okay under Dutton. It's always just been going forward. And if we're going to be in games where we're only going to score 1 maximum, then you're looking at winning games 1-0, or you're getting a 1-1 draw at next best sort of thing. So it's got to be sorted somewhere along the line. The goals somehow.
Speaking of 1 goal, that was 1 goal. It was Noah Copping, as previously mentioned, against Hemel Hempstead. Back on the up again. I'm trying to raise the positivity as such, and 1-0 win. It was a hard-fought game, wasn't it? There was times we were hanging on in that second half, to be fair, but it was still fairly well organised. And Will Buse, I gave him a hug after the game. Absolutely fantastic. I thought he was brilliant, as were the defence as well, to be fair. And what are your thoughts on that one?
I'd just say Noah's goal was brilliant.
It was great finish. Yeah.
And I think 1-0 win, grinded out a result. Buse coming in with some brilliant saves. I think those are the types of results you need, and we need more of them to come out on the right side of the red line at the end of the season.
It's, if I'm honest, one of my favourite type of results. It's like you can see how much more it means to the fans, the team, everyone around the club. It's like you're sort of hanging on in there them last 10-15 minutes. And then when you finally get over the line, it's like that sense you've done it. You've got that sort of 3 points. You can't complain with a 1-0. You've got your clean sheet. You've got your 3 points. There's nothing to moan about.
They're the sorts of games where, as a supporter, you feel like you've kind of contributed as well, because it feels like everyone in the stadium's kind of willing the ball to stay out of the net.
Yeah, exactly that. It's sort of, especially you get to sort of 60, 70 minutes and you think, well, we were breaking forward, they were coming forward. I mean, we could have got, 2 or 3 goals in that last 5 minutes, and it was sort of like end to end, and it's a fun game, but it's also like right on the edge of your seat. It's what you want at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, Noah's goal was unbelievable. I thought the one at Chelmsford, was it Kia's?
Just Kia from the edge, just outside the box. Yeah.
I mean, I just didn't think a goal would possibly rival that from our goal of the season, but that will certainly be up there, the Copping goals. And he has, I think, chipped in with a few goals over the last month, 6 weeks.
Top scorer, 9 in all competitions,
there you go.
7 in the league. So there's no one even close to him.
Yeah, so I mean, clearly he's important for us moving forwards where goals are concerned. Hopefully others will chip in to help him when he's not on his best days, but
But yeah, that's what I would say is concerning. I thought he was top scorer, but if he's got 7 in the league and we're 22 games in now, I wouldn't say that's the greatest record, and that's our top scorer. So
we've only scored 17 in the league so far. So.
Yeah,
but I think if you look at last season, probably at a similar stage. I think Hedges was our top goal scorer in the league, probably similar amount of goals. We're not a team that scores loads of goals or has individuals that score loads of goals, but I'm really pleased for Noah that he is up there, because I think at times last season he struggled a fair bit, and if he can get into a run of form now where he's picking up a goal here and there, it's great.
Does Noah now look like a player who's suited to this level, whereas maybe last season and his time at Chippenham maybe he didn't?
I think, like you said, the year we came up, he scored over 20 goals, didn't he?
24 the season before, yeah.
So then last season, you know, he didn't quite make the step, but we were a struggling team that survived on the last day of the season. So he certainly looks, you know, for me, a lot better compared to last season, and long may it continue.
Yeah, I'd agree. He looks a lot stronger, fitter, and the big thing I'd say is sort of faster. It's back to that season we got promoted. He does look a lot quicker.
So we move on. Talking about the ups and downs of football. Were you there Saturday?
No.
Were you there Saturday? You two were there. You were there Saturday, yes. It was a very disappointing affair, unfortunately. It was very frustrating. I wasn't commentating for once. I was down in the stands and living it live, if you like, without the filter of a microphone in front of me. It does make a difference, I've found. I tend to lose myself in it a little bit more down on the pitch, I've noticed. In fact, I got very angry at one point. Super disappointing first half. Mild improvement in the second half, but disappointing throughout, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. You think you've just gone and got that lovely, great 1-0 win against Hemel, and you think, let's even just try and get a point away at Farnborough. Like, let's just try and build a little bit of momentum. And it's like first half was really bad. There wasn't really any front foot. It was sort of, but neither was Farnborough. I wouldn't say they looked overly great. It was just sort of a very messy, slow game in the middle of the park.
Just like two teams down near the bottom of the table battling out. Like, it was no different to when they came to ours on that Tuesday night. It was exactly the same sort of game, but we were just on the wrong end of the result on this time round.
And, you know, looking at their league position, they were below us at the time. Game we should be winning, really. Points we need to be getting from a team like that.
I'd say it was a 6-pointer. I mean, we've got another one coming up on Saturday, so it's disappointing. It is, but I think if we can get a win on Saturday, then I'll be happy.
Is it the case again that we're better against the better footballing sides because we've got more chance? They give us more space to play our game, whereas the sides that we're down battling against, they're tighter games, there's less space, they bully us a little bit more than the teams.
I actually think it's more to do with we score the first goal. Like, when you can look at the results, like when we go behind, that's it. But when was the last time we got a result when we've gone 1-0 down?
I think that was the run of games at the end of last season, sort of after January. So we couldn't buy a win.
Yeah.
You know, even when we played really well, if they scored first, they were going to go on to win the game.
And same with us. Like I said, you know, naturally, Dutton's, you know, naturally a defensive manager, or from what I see or perceive anyway. And when we go one up, I always think, okay, I think minimum we're getting a draw now, because we make it so difficult for the opposition to score. When we go one down, it's almost like, at best we're getting 1-1 here. I can't see us winning the game. And that's what I think, Saturday is all about the first goal when we play Bath.
It's not a happy hunting ground for us.
No.
Goals against, actually, it's not pretty, but it's actually not too bad compared to some of the teams around us as well. So defensively, not necessarily terrible, but we just need to get scoring some goals.
What is the goals against?
I said it's not great. It's 29 against, but you've got to remember six of them are in one game. And so, there's teams around us. Farnborough 38, for example. So
other than that, it's like one goal a game,
AFC
really, isn't it?
37. So, it's not great, but it's not terrible for the position we're in.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I would say is it goes back to the whole chances, goals. Saturday, second half, we could have scored at least 2.
It was 2 off the line.
Yeah, 2 off the line. Noah had the one from about maybe 3 yards out, which was a tap
to the keeper's hands.
Anywhere that wasn't at the keeper's hands was in.
Yeah.
So on another day, I mean, I think it does. I do agree. If we scored the first goal, say in the second half, I think we probably win 2-0, 3-0. But it's getting the ball in the back of the net. It's like you never know, maybe a confidence sort of thing. It's once the goal goes in, everyone's sort of like, we can score loads, but we just need that goal to go in every game.
Before we carry on, I'd just like to give a mention to the Bishop's Mill, our hosts for this evening. You can hear it's nice and busy downstairs, and very, very kindly allowed us to film our podcast in here. This is our second time we've been here, isn't it? So, massive thank to the Bishop's Mill. And I had my dinner here before we start. It was very nice. So, get on down here, try their beverages and their food. I highly recommend. There you go. Any adverts can be on here, but you've got to pay for them.
We'll have to put a little yellow line or something to say advert on the bottom of that. They're not giving us anything, they're just giving us space. The next three things that I've got written down to talk about, before we talk about Bath and Tottenham, they maybe tie in together. Goals, or the lack of them. 1 goal in the last 4 games. Signings, what else do we need in the squad? And then I've just written Matty Taylor. And I'll let you guys go from there, I think. I almost called you Liam then. Aodhan. It was going to happen eventually. Mr. Bonnell. There you go. Thoughts on whether we need some new forward players, or whether it's the players creating the chances more than the players finishing the chances? And what else do we need to see in the squad to improve? It's a long, pensive thought.
It's a tough one. I mean, we need a striker. If Bray's out injured, Searle, Taylor's somewhere, I don't know, in his car somewhere driving. I think, we need a striker. We can't rely on Noah and sort of brilliant someone like Hedges or Willard to win us games. We need someone who can do the dirty work. Dare I say, a Dan Fitchett type player.
Yes, Pete might allow me for that. Type. You, like me, you said type player.
Yeah. I think striker, and I think fullback, left-sided fullback. I think last season we had Jordan Bragge, and at times he was really brilliant. I think Summerton is definitely a centre back, and I think filling that gap would allow us to move forward if we do go back 5. And I think experience. That's what I'd say.
I mean, what I would say is a priority. I mean, Ollie Bray, I thought in moments he's looked great, but I don't think I've seen him finish 90 minutes this season. So,
not seen him finish a chance yet either, have we?
Or a chance. I mean, he started at Plymouth Parkway, and that was a massive opportunity to stake a claim and didn't. And then Maidstone, he obviously got injured after 15 minutes, and I don't think he's that far away from coming back. But then it's like, with the amount of games we play, we can't have someone that can play 1 game a month. Starting up front. And I think it's been years since we've had someone who's gone and scored even 20 goals as a striker. So I think maybe look at step 3, see what's there. I think maybe get a young, hungry striker.
There's a certain striker at Paul who scored 26 goals already this season.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty out there. It's you got to look at what they can do, and maybe someone who will run in behind. And if the budget's there, maybe even bring in 2.
Do we think we need a big man and a fox in the box, so to speak, go old school Niall Quinn, Kevin Phillips style? Very old school. And Sunderland pairing as well.
I just any striker that knows where the back of the net is.
Hard to come by now.
And it's easier said than finding one. Like, I'm sure every team in the league would love a striker that's going to guarantee you 20, 25 goals a season. Even if we had one that was guaranteed to hit 15, which Noah might be that one, but then you need the rest of the squad to chip in.
I think we've been unlucky with strikers. Higgs going, Bray probably not being what we thought we signed. We had the same problem with Rafa Ramos last season, not being what we thought we signed. A bit of a pattern emerging. What are we doing to look at players and get them in? And I think with Taylor as well, really an experienced player, football league player, knows how to manage games, does do some of the dirty work.
But he's more of a fox in the box finisher than a lone striker, isn't he?
I think it's more personality. Is he the right personality that we wanted in the changing room? And if he's not here or gone, then maybe he wasn't. And I think it's a bit of a recurring pattern. And I think it's happened quite a few times with experienced players. I think last season we had Wilkinson, Lincoln, Candice Carroll. This season we've had
Put John Batty in that category as well.
yeah. Williamson, Taylor, maybe. Relying on a lot of young players, lone players. It worries me a bit. It's not one-offs, bad eggs, it's happening repeatedly. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but it seems to me like there's a bit more of an issue that's a bit more systemic than one-offs.
Yeah, I mean, even when going back to the strikers, I think even the season we got promoted, we had, was it Harry Williams, James Harding? There must be a few more, but we had so many proven strikers at the level, and they just, for some reason, they didn't click. They didn't score the goals for us. They weren't maybe given the opportunity, but we haven't had that right striker for a while.
I just wonder if that's something to do with the fact that, again, I said it multiple times, that Dutton's defensively minded. Same with Callum. He was a left back, wasn't he? And I mean, Theo Lewis was like sort of an attacking midfielder, but not a natural goal scorer. You know, what is it about Salisbury and the current, you know, people in place that can't get the best out of an out and out striker? I know that they would turn around and say, well, we got nowhere to score so many goals in our promotion season, but he come in, you know, he was an inside forward, not an out and out striker. And again, it is easier said than done, but there is obviously something that we just can't click at the moment with that.
There was something about the promotion season as well. The players were a very cohesive, fighting for each other.
Yeah.
Young, hungry squad.
And you said about Dan Fitchett, like I felt like Dan Fitchett's like the best defensive forward I've ever seen. Like, you know, he chipped in with, you know, important goals, but he didn't score that many. But his work off the ball brought other players in to grab the goals. And again, yeah, to have even if we had a player like that, which then would free Coppin and Hedges and Willard to chip their goal tallies up a bit more, just anything to make the goals come more. Like, yeah.
You've said about, you know, coaching staff being predominantly defensive players, defensive minded.
Yeah.
If you're not an electrician, what do? You hire a sparky, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why haven't we gone out and gone, you know, we've had new investment this season, there's money available, rather than having, you know, maybe even half a player more, you go and get someone that can do that coaching work.
So was that Matty Taylor?
I was going to say, was that what Matty Taylor?
I from my initial chats when I was still doing work from the club, when I interviewed him, he said quite clearly that he was here to be a coach as well as be a player.
But has that maybe gone down badly with him? Was he planning on playing as many games as he had?
I don't expect anyone expected him to play as many minutes, and certainly not in the role and way that he's been playing. I don't expect.
Well, at points
there
he's
was
been
a
like
certain Mr. Tubbs available until Scott Bartlett went to Eastleigh, who's now got coaching badges as well.
Well, it was like we were playing Matty Taylor as like we were pumping balls along to him like he was
Dan Fitchett.
Well,
as well as making him running behind. I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but
I just miss him so much.
With Taylor, I can't remember how old is he. 34, 35. It's no matter who you are, no matter where you've played, you can't be expected to chase long balls in behind. Not how, say, when we've been playing Noah up front, he's going to chase them in behind. And as we do defend a lot and we try and hit teams on the break, well, in my opinion, that's not Matty Taylor's job. It's to run in behind.
Well, I think it just goes back to that, like what conversations were had when he did sign as a player coach, supposedly. You know, was he promised things that haven't materialised, vice versa, and what due diligence is being done to make sure when we are getting people in the door on, you know, reportedly a fair whack, that they're the right people. And also just the communication, like outwardly to fans, you know, rumour mill and people have eyes and ears and talk to each other. things quickly get out of your control in terms of what is being said. If the club had a bit more sort of urgency to put stuff out there, then I think that that's how it happened.
PR 101, control the narrative, right?
Maybe there's nothing to tell.
Maybe he's just been ill for the last 2 weeks. Like,
Completely possible.
You don't know. He could have come down with the super flu.
Yes, Tyler, you could have done. Yeah. Right. So we need some strikers. That's where we don't. Are we happy with our creative players? I mean, Tommy Willard, Josh Hedges, Noah Coppin.
I think Willard was unlucky with the injury he got at the start of the season. He hasn't probably been as good as we'd like. I mean, I sponsor him, so I would have done him some blank hours every week. But yeah, I think Hedges had moments of brilliance, but again, he's probably not the Hedges.
If you took the Chelmsford game out of it, what would you make? And Hedgie had a lot of family at the Chelmsford game, which also he plays better when he's got family around. Take that game out of it, we've not seen the Josh Hedges we know yet, have we?
He's nowhere near the player he was at the start of last season.
No.
I don't think he's been the player he was at the start of last season since that injury. Since maybe January.
Phantom injury, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, he did have a fracture to his
I think
foot.
that was what does.
Well, it was a very small fracture from what I understand, but there was an injury.
I think like we have players that if they're at their best, then we've got some really good players like Hedges, like Willard, like the best bits we've seen of them. You think, God, if we could have that a bit more,
week out.
Yeah. And I love to say week in week out, but they are non-league
or 2
players.
games out of 3, or
but yeah, whatever. Like just more than what we're getting, and they're great. They're great players, but I'm sure like they know, like I don't think they know that they need to up their game, and I'm sure they're trying their best to do that, and hopefully it will click for them. I know we had the new signing as well on Saturday, the guy from Sutton on loan.
yeah, Mo Darborough. I'm going with.
I'm not. What I'll say about him on Saturday, I felt he was everywhere without not doing very much.
Okay, busy player.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's not. I don't want to say judge him after one game because he's here for a month and we got festive period, a lot of games. But yeah, I thought okay, you seem to be everywhere, but I don't know sort of what you get. And that sounds a bit like counteractive, but that's how I felt watching him.
I feel like we've had a few players like that. I thought at the start of the season, Josh Keir was a bit like that. Did loads and loads of running, and he seemed to be everywhere, all over the pitch. But was he being told to do that constructively, or I think Mo probably didn't have any training session with the team. It was only announced.
Yeah.
Like throwing him straight in.
Yeah. He probably had one training session at most, and doesn't know the players, the squad. And
well,
so
I understand they didn't train last week because of various reasons.
Okay, well there you go then. So, but that's why I don't want to judge him after one game. I'm just saying what I saw from that game. That's how I felt watching him. But hopefully, there's more in there than what was seen at Farnborough.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to we had a definite bigger budget this season, and we didn't want the loan players. So it's sort of like a potential. The way it comes across to me is a bit of a panic loan. It's the squad is really getting short.
We've only had 9.
So far, yeah.
Have we beat last season or not yet?
I haven't looked at last season.
But it seemed like a bit of a. I would agree. He just in moments he looked quite good on the ball, but I had no idea where he was playing, and it was sort of like he had just been sent out there and sort of like just do what you can. And it wasn't necessarily always bad, and it wasn't always good, but it was a very maybe just sort of he didn't know his role at all.
I agree again, but yeah, like you say, it's very early days. It's only been one game. My one word to sum it up was erratic. One game, we've got to give them a little bit of time.
Yeah,
bed
100%.
in a little bit, and we'll see how that pans out.
Like I said, I always want it to work. Whoever we bring in, I don't. No one ever wants a new signing to come in and be bad. Like, I want him to be. I want him to play so well that we extend his loan because we want to keep him.
Yeah.
So I really hope that it's that him and the whole team play better on Saturday.
Well, you mentioned Saturday, so we'll talk about Bath. Our next two fixtures I kind of picked out because they're both what I see as 6-pointers.
Yeah.
Tottenham we'll come to in a minute, but we're in free fall. Bath, 19th best team of the league on the last 6 game form-wise. They've won 1, drawn 3 with 2 losses. Though not conceding a huge amount, 7 conceded in that, and score 5, so they've been narrow scorelines.
And they knocked Dorking out of the FA Trophy.
Yeah, and we always struggle at Bath. Yeah. Always. I can't remember the last time I saw a Salisbury side
the
win.
last time we beat Bath was 26th October 2013.
There we go. so we're it's a while, and I'm impressed that you know that. So not even as this club, we beat Bath, old club. And you've just left.
We didn't need that
statistic. I don't know why I know that.
Is it your birthday or something?
I think. But you said that was the last time, but I vaguely remember going with the old club in the FA Cup to them and losing. Like I don't.
It's a horrible place to go.
Yeah, I don't remember beating them that often.
Anyone likes I don't even Bath likes Twerton Park.
It does need a bit of liquor paint, doesn't it?
So the club are putting on free travel. Plenty of coaches going. I think there's 150-ish supporters going up on alley provided transport. It's one of a number of things the club are trying to do at the moment. Are these good things for the club to be doing? I mean, I'm struggling to find a reason why it's not.
Sort of a free coach.
Yeah.
And
the fan zone as well.
Yeah. I mean, the free coach definitely. I mean, you can't have a complaint about that. The fan zone, I think it's a great idea. And I think you've seen other clubs do it, and I know, like, one off the top of my head, Dorking do it really, really well, and I think over time it might become a little bit more popular. I think the big thing for a lot of people is obviously there's no alcohol, which it might sound ridiculous that it's only upstairs, but it's one of them where people have got to know where the bar is, and that's the place everyone goes. It's going to take its time, but yeah, I think overall it's a good thing.
Yeah, I think the coaches going to Bath is super, super positive. Like, it's one of our closest away games, and like you said, we'll have about 100.
It's the A36 derby.
Yeah, A36 derby, and then the other A36 derby on Boxing Day. We're going to have like 150 fans going up on the coaches. From my understanding, most people that do a lot of away games don't normally get the coaches, so we're going to have, I reckon we'll have between 300 to 400 there, which would be fantastic support. Me and a few mates that go to Salisbury, and then we're getting like loads of our other mates to come because of how local it is, and getting the train up, and just making a day of it. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's the big thing with this weekend is I think it will 100% be our biggest away following of the season, and I think it should be. I think it couldn't have worked out much better with it being the weekend before Christmas, because everyone's known for ages. It's sort of like you can go up there, have your day out, and then you're still back plenty of time before Christmas.
Direct train as well.
Yeah, it's a direct train.
Easy train.
It's a shame the trains don't stop at Twerton much anymore.
But I mean, we're getting off at Oldfield Park, which is about 20 minutes away from the ground, I believe. So it's such an easy one to do, and I think it will, hopefully the support will the boys on to a nice 1-0 win.
I think it's a real positive to come out with the fans forum.
Yeah.
So I know that was mentioned, and probably Ali saw whatever while we just putting on a coach for people. I think it's a great thing. People who probably usually don't go to many away games, it's getting them out there. And the fan zone, I know Dave put a lot of work into that. I think it will grow. I think it will move as things change. So
it takes time for people to change habits, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. And I heard potentially they might serve booze in there, but I don't know. So that would be another positive.
I've heard the same.
Yeah, which would be great.
Yeah, I think that would. I think that would fix a lot of it. Simple, quite bar in there. There are some younger people enjoying it, which is great, but it would be nice if families and everybody could kind of make use of it as well.
So our next 4 fixtures, 3 count as festive. We'll include Bath in it as well because it's so close to Christmas. What are our hopes and expectations over the next 4 games? We said we wanted 5 to 7 points up for the next 5 fixtures. What do we want from Bath? Tottenham's they're in absolute freefall. They're bottom of the league table. Form-wise, no winning 6, 1 draw, 5 losses, conceded 19 in those games. I believe Mr. Gosley's got an injury, and they've got several other injuries as well, which has affected them. The next 2, big 6 points.
I mean, if we got 4 points, 6 amazing, 4 good, 3 okay. Anything less, oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it as a little bit of a bigger picture. I think Farnborough, if we had gone and got even a point, the biggest thing was Farnborough. Now that's another team that have leapfrogged us by getting 3. Even if we got a point, it would have stopped them getting all 3. I think the problem we've got is after that Tottenham Bath, it's Western away, Hornchurch away, Worthing at home. Realistically, I think they're the top 3 right now. You can't on paper look at taking a point in that. So I think we have to get 6 in the next 2.
I think I would love 6. And I think we need 6 looking at Western and Hornchurch and then Worthing. I'm worried. Yeah, I'm nervous.
Can we? What were we saying about Chelmsford when we played them?
Yeah.
We were saying, there might be one eye on the FA Cup. Could we say the same about Western?
Yeah. I mean, I think we can, but I think Western are at a stage where it's still a little bit before the FA Cup. I think they're in such a good place in the league, whereas Chelmsford weren't.
And losing Scott Bartlett doesn't seem to have affected them too much at all.
No. And I think having 2 bumper crowds, Bath and Tottenham. Did we play well in front of big crowds? I mean, Weymouth last season.
Home and away. Yeah.
Playoff final was a bit at times. So I think I struggle to see us getting more than 4.
Yeah, I mean,
3.
we're right enough. I think 9 points from the 3 games. They have 9 over. You've got to remember what we did against Southampton, of course. A game. They're still sat at 6. Didn't expect to get into that game. And I walked down the tunnel just pre-match thinking, what's the point in this? This is going to be a horrible evening. And then there it was. So never say never. I know I missed the roasting spectacles. I always hold out hope for it.
It's the first. Like I said, it's the first goal Saturday. If we go 1 down within the first half, then it's going to be a long afternoon, I think.
Yeah, and I worry about having such a big crowd. If it does go bad,
it could get a bit toxic.
Yeah, I think it'll be, by the looks of it, a lot of people's maybe first away game ever, or their first away experience. And I think if it doesn't go, if it went completely wrong Saturday, it does concern me for the home crowds. I think it will be, because the away crowds, as much as the away followings are great, it's the home that you need to build on, and that's the important. But if say 300-400 come Saturday and 100 of them are new fans and they think, we're not going to that again, that's 100 you've instantly lost at home, and that would be the concern, say for the Tottenham game, for the other home games. I
mean, I did say, if we're struggling and we are 1-0 down, I just say, it possibly could get tossed, but I'll still support them until the final whistle. Like that, I think it's, during the game it's best to cheer them on, inject as much positivity as you can, even if it can be very frustrating, like it was on Saturday with Farnborough. But then sort of have the chat afterwards. In the pub, on the train, on the coach, on the supporters page afterwards. So yeah, hopefully we'll go there, make some noise, and fingers crossed we'll pick up a result and put the bogey team to bed once and for all.
Of course, some people only comment on the Facebook page when we lose, but we'll move on.
Should we just move on? Yeah.
I think we're getting a bit close on time now, but Pete Martin was here in that very seat. a few weeks ago, and we were talking about rivals. And he said, because I mentioned the FC Tottenham match, and he said, they're not our rivals. You are our rivals now. You are our rivals. Because we've had them in the past, and we've had Eastleigh, but they are
That's more the old
nowhere
club,
near
wasn't
us
it?
now.
Eastleigh.
Who are our rivals? I think Tottenham's one of the closest we've got.
by distance, yes, but by actual I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. I don't look at the Tottenham game and think it doesn't have that sort of passion or that fire.
I hate Tottenham.
There we go.
Yeah.
Question answer.
But why?
Is it just because of the playoff game?
I think it's the way they run their club as well.
Yeah, I think the playoff game certainly helped me. My dislike for them grow a bit more, but I think the way the club's run, Charlie Austin, Tony Lee,
I even hear they're in a bit of financial trouble now, so it's
I'm
maybe
not
it's
gonna
all
say-
going wrong.
I was going to say good, but no,
That's not very
No.
sport, is it? It's not a
No,
sport.
I would say the two games coming up, I think, I'm not saying Bath see sort of Chippenham more as their rivals, but I would say the fact that they are currently our bogey team and we struggle, and I work in Bath, so I know a couple of Bath fans, so personally I would love us to beat Bath.
Just for work bracket rights.
So I would say Bath and Tottenham are probably both on the A36. As
We did have Laverstock already, so we have already had it.
I don't think we've got any
No.
proper rivals.
No.
No. Well, Heath probably hate us more than anyone else. So.
I think if we had stayed in the league, in the Southern League longer, I think maybe eventually Basingstoke would have evolved.
Yeah.
With the distance not being
Gosport as
far, and we had a couple of years where Poole was a bit sort of fiery due to sort of players going between the two clubs.
I was going to say maybe the two managers not getting on
Yeah.
with those two was
Yeah.
a real spark on that one, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, like you say, these things need to develop naturally. Like we're still, the new club's still quite young, and we've not been in maybe divisions long enough to develop like a big, tasty rivalry.
There's a kind of counter to, are we too nice a club to have rivalries? Lots of clubs really like coming to us. You hear Mark White talking about
He loves us.
coming to the Raymac. You hear about other managers liking to
Evil
visit.
pandas.
Evil pandas.
I don't think we are too nice as a club. I mean, no. I think maybe the hospitality, yes. I think, but other sections, not always. I think for anyone that was at Farnborough on Saturday will know that it wasn't.
We won't go into too much depth.
perfect. Yeah.
I think you get that at every club. I think Salisbury as a football club, Mark White says it, not to be true, one of the nicest places to go to play football.
Yeah.
Are we too nice? Maybe in the way that we play.
I was about to say, I think that
We
translates.
don't do any of the day, right?
It translates onto the pitch. The amount of games last season where I thought, God, I just wish some of the clubs
Bit of dark arts here
yeah,
and there.
like some of the clubs we played in, they, the amount of games we lost near the end of the season, and games just knew how to see out games with, like you say, some of the dark arts, and I've never really ever seen us do that under Dad. Now you could say, oh, that's great. We're such an honest football team.
There isn't a fair play award though, is there? So.
You're sorry.
No, we won last season, I think, best away trip for supporters. So we got voted by the opposing fans as the best place to come.
I mean,
Yeah.
seeing as we can't remember it perfectly, it didn't come to much of a moment, really, did it? It's
I'm saying
not one
sometimes
we'll need.
Yeah, sometimes in the right times, I think we need to be a bit more, nasty or whatever. But it's great being a nice club, like a family club. But there's, in certain areas, I think maybe a bit of edge wouldn't go amiss sometimes.
I would love. Bleep out. I would love a bastard. Proper bastard.
So a Roy Keane type that everyone else hates and we love.
Everyone hates.
Like a John
but
Terry.
We love because he's ours. And I don't think we've ever had that kind of player, really. It would be brilliant, and it would make the games more entertaining. It would probably make it more entertaining for away fans as well, wherever we go. So
But someone I can't remember who it is on the supporters page. Every time Mark White comes up, someone always says he's the sort of guy that if he's your manager, you love him, and if he's not, you don't
I'm
really
not
like
convinced
him.
I would, even if he was our manager.
Maybe the majority of people would like, he's our bastard, as you would say.
But he's very considered and deliberate with what he says.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think he doesn't plan anything that he does.
It's a persona, which that works for him and Dorkin. I'm not saying I don't expect Brian Dutton to go and do that now, but if we had a player that like you said, we just get behind and be like, he's ours, and we're gonna love him and cherish him until the day he goes, then I don't think that would go amiss. So I certainly agree with that.
I would love it if Brian Dutton just walked out next game all gangster. That would be brilliant.
Right, so Bath on Saturday. We're both going on the coach. Yeah, Don posted earlier there's a couple of spaces.
You train?
Train. Yeah. Early train.
I'll be on the train.
Yep.
Nice. Well, we'll see you all there, and hopefully lots of you on Boxing Day as well.
Yeah, it'd be great. Get a good crowd in at the Raymac when one of our rivals, the Regina rivals, AFC Tottenham, although Aiden hates them, so we'll go with that. And I guess we're signing off now, but I'm quite glad because the toilet, it's quite a long way, but the toilets are just down there. I've just seen a man tucking himself in as he came out the loo, and that wasn't pleasant. So I think on that note we're gonna have to leave it. Yeah, I know. Well, there you go.
This is the last one of these before Christmas, so we'll wish everyone a
Merry Christmas. Yeah, and thanks for joining us, boys.
We can all unwrap 6 points over the next 2 games.
I like that. Well done.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much for joining us, and goodbye.